Well, good morning. Isn't this a beautiful way to start a hike? I am at Floyd State Park in northwest Georgia this morning. I've actually been to about a third of the state parks in Georgia, and there are 60-ish. I don't know the exact number, but around there. And I'm going to try to knock them all off my list. I've been chipping out away slowly, but as I train for the 𝐓𝐢 Trail and try to get more fit, I'm going to do a lot more of these parks. And this one is one I've never been to, but boy, is it gorgeous in the early morning. I stopped and talked to a ranger before I left at the ranger station here, and she recommended starting my hike by just crossing the bridge, taking this lakeside trail, and then going up this trail, which has a real steep section right here, cutting across a mile or so on the Pinhoti, and then back down the Marble Mine Trail, which is supposed to be really scenic and have a beautiful waterfall. So I'm just getting started, and I'm really glad I brought my bug spray because it's definitely buggy on this trail. I'm on the Lake Loop Trail now, or the Upper Lake Loop Trail, and keeping my eyes open for snakes because the ranger warned me that there's a lot of snakes out right now. She said that they're shedding and they're on the move. I'm not sure what that means, but definitely going to be watching where I put my feet. Not a very long walk to backcountry campsites here. A little baby mushroom field. All right, well, trail one is done, and it was very pretty, very easy, a nice little lake walk. And now I'm heading this way, and I get to start going uphill towards the Pinhoti. Seems to have got himself in a pickle. Can I help you turn over? Did somebody step on you? Looks like maybe the bee got him. Oh dear. Turn off to continue on the trail, which I guess is not heavily trafficked, and it's definitely a lot darker in this section of the woods. I think that little guy dreams of becoming a big tree like that one. I skipped breakfast this morning. I just wasn't hungry when I got going, so it seemed like a good place to stop, and I'm gonna have a Kind Protein Max bar. Got a big box of these at Costco. I was thinking about taking these on the 𝐓𝐢 Trail. They have 250 calories per serving and 20 grams of protein, so it's pretty good. But they're rich enough that I have a hard time eating a whole one in one sitting. So I don't know if these are going to be for lunch breaks or breakfast, or if I'm not going to take them at all because they've got chocolate on the back that could melt and get pretty gooey. Not sure if I'm in the final climb up to the Pinhoti or not, but the ranger did warn me this stretch is steep and narrow. The ranger said this was 400% grade, and I think what she meant was that it's 400 feet of elevation gain in a fairly short distance. So I'm gonna catch my breath before I carry on. That's an interesting pattern. Caught my eye at first because I thought maybe it was a snake, but just a log. We're definitely getting narrower here. It's probably about to get really steep. Oh, there's my sign. Caution, steep grades. Going up. I mentioned in my last video, I really haven't hiked much or definitely backpacked at all since my injury last summer. So I definitely need to get in shape. I'm feeling it right now. I need to get in a lot more hiking before I head out to Nevada. And that is the reason to train for long hikes. All right, I think I'm just about like 75 feet from the Pinhoti, but I'm not gonna lie, this trail is kicking my butt this morning because I am not in the shape I need to be. I am just gonna rest for a minute, drink some water, and then head up the trail behind me to the Pinhoti. Well, I made it. That was a bit of a climb, and I've only got a half mile that way on the Pinhoti. It actually feels good to be here because I haven't been on this trail in just over a year, about 13 months since I was at the little town of Piedmont and got the news that Annie's dad had passed away, so I had to get off the trail. So I have not done this stretch before, but I am definitely looking forward to getting out and doing the Georgia section. I need to start from Piedmont and Cave Spring, which is right across the Alabama border that way. Not sure how many miles. And go the rest of the way up to where the trail hits the Benton MacKay, right near Springer Mountain. So I'm definitely in the foothills of the Appalachians now. And it's really beautiful this morning. Well, I just did a quick check on far out, and Piedmont is about 38 miles that way on the trail to my right. So I'll cover this ground in maybe 3 days when I get started and be back here. And I might have Andy meet me here because the park looks like a beautiful place to camp, and it might be nice to get a little break after 3 days of hiking once I get started on the Pinhoti. I don't know when that's going to be. It might be this fall. It'd be nice to do it when it's a lot cooler. It's definitely not fun to do the Pinhoti in this kind of heat in the middle of summer, so I'm going to plan that for the future. But I've also got some other ideas on hikes that I might do after I get through the Tahoe Rim Trail. That's my first order of business. So, yep, going to do that and then see what's next. Heading downhill, and that was a lovely little stretch of the Pinhoti. Wide, flat on the top of the ridge, nice views, really sweet. There's some more of that orange that I saw earlier, and I'm not really sure what it is, if it's a mushroom or some kind of a lichen. I'm guessing it's probably not edible because it's so orange, but I do not forage. I am really afraid to forage because I don't have the knowledge, and I'm afraid that I might eat something that would make me sick or worse. So if you're watching and you recognize that, drop me a note down in the comments. Let me know what it is. Little rocky. Isn't that pretty? Well, I just came down from up there. I took a little trail crossing here. It says that's 0.7 miles from the Pinhoti, and I am on the Marble Mine Trail now, so I'm heading down this way. And I'm starting to hear water, which should be my surprise, my reward for the end of the trail. Well, this is the first set of down trees that I see, so I'm gonna find my way around. Looks a little tricky, but I can do it. Thanks. Whew. It's a little muddy, a little slippery. Oh yeah, I can't say I love that. I'll try to go that way so I don't slip in the mud. All right, that worked. There were a couple of plants and branches that I could step on for a little bit of traction. It looks like a lot of people have gone that way and just slid down. And the last thing I want to do right now is get hurt. All right, so I'm glad I did that the safe way, safest way. I approach things with an abundance of caution right now, especially with a longer trip coming up. To make sure I don't get hurt and protect my knees and not re-injure that MCL that was such a terrible, terrible pain last summer. Well, that's the waterfall I was looking forward to seeing. It's not much of a waterfall right now, but I'm sure in the winter and the spring when there's a lot of water coming down, it is beautiful. So I'll have to come back again. I think this is a much more heavily trafficked stretch of trail, and you can tell just by how wide it is that it's a popular place for people to come for day hikes, easy hikes, just to get out in the woods, which there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all with just going out and hiking a mile or two, clearing your head and having a good time. Well, I'm on the home stretch now, back on the little bridge over towards where the park office is, and I had a really nice hike. It definitely was challenging on that first stretch before I got to the Pinhoti when it went real steep, but the rest of it has just been absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, that was beautiful too, but it was also hard, and it's just evidence of how much training I still need to do over the next 3 weeks. And yeah, overall, this is just a really beautiful park. I would love to come back here and camp. So we're gonna call that a wrap. Making a note, I'm gonna bring my paddleboard back. In case you're wondering where to go from here, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy watching this video next.